Hey, welcome to It's On Talk Show, and today we have here the author, Tamara Neal. Here she is, the world. Look at her. And look at the, woo, that's right, give it up for her, yeah, woo. This is the title of the book, The World's Top 10 Worst Men for Women's Guide. Brothers, if you fit in, wait a minute, if you fit in any of these chapters, you in trouble. Sister Tamara Neal, how are you?
I'm fine.
Wow, I want you to know I read this book in its entirety.
Okay.
It's a nice sized book, check it out. But your book is powerful.
Okay.
You're going to change the world.
That's right. That's the intent.
You know,
Thank you, Johnny.
I have to tell you all our history. She and I worked at the same place. Well, I'm not going to tell you where I work at. But we would talk. Before the book was written, she was talking about the book.
That's right.
And I just want you to know that the book is here, in live, in color. The world's top 10 worst men for Women's Guide. Congratulations.
Thank you,
You did it.
Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. So please tell the world about you.
Okay. Well, Johnny, I'm not going to tell you where I used to work. My name is Tamara Neal.
Hi, Tamara.
I am an author. I am the owner and founder of Tailor Made Assisted Living Center.
All right.
I married my high school sweetheart, prom date.
All right. Woo woo.
And I was told over 20 years ago that I would write a book that would help women around the world.
Yes.
And Johnny, this is that book.
Yes, it is. This is an awesome book. And I have to mention your husband. He's a bus driver, and
he's a mechanic.
I'm sorry. And the bus drivers, the males, they bought thousands of these books from him. This book is powerful.
That's true. That's true.
Wow.
A lot of men. The book was originally written for women, Johnny. But the book has proven to be great for men as well. And a lot of men saw this book as a wonderful tool. So, yes.
Yes, it is. And it is. We got to get into this book.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do this.
You wrote it, so you know it.
Let's do this.
But let me say this. I want to read off the contents. Here it is, the chapters. The dressed up garbage can player, the boy in the man suit, the intervention man, the knight in shining armor, till death do us part, married with children, her baby daddy, the prisoner in love, Chester. You know what else? Sleeping with the enemy. I read all these chapters.
Okay.
Blew my mind.
Right. Okay.
Let's start with the first chapter. The dressed up garbage can player. What is that? Who is that guy?
Who is the dressed up garbage can? The dressed up garbage can you can meet just about anywhere, and he can be just about anybody. He is a person that, just to put it real simple, and I like to keep things real simple, he is that guy that isn't real. You know how you try to keep it real and you want to keep it real?
Right.
He's that guy that creates an illusion for you. And there will be some traits there for you to identify that this guy, a lot of women, see men, well, some men.
Okay.
And a lot of men have told me that they do this quite innocently. A lot of men that have read the book have checked themselves on that dressed up garbage can player. You know, I had a gentleman tell me, he said, wow, I dragged many people home. He said, you know, they looked pretty good that night. He said, and the next morning, I say in the book, the next day it'll all be the same. He's in a hurry. He suddenly got to run. But that's just the difference between men and women. Women, we get involved with our emotions. And a man may wound a woman without even doing it intentionally.
Yeah, yeah.
So what the chapter, the dressed up garbage can, it is not really, I tell the women in the book, don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Hate that game.
Because you were a willing participant.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, acknowledge your part and how your stock fell.
Keep your mic up, thank you.
Okay, and how your stock fell.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, when you do things on the first date, your stock falls in a lot of men, in the eyes of a lot of men. So don't sit back the next day when he said he was coming back, if he don't come back,
Hello.
and be upset with him. Because at that point, you may not be someone that he plans to take home to meet mom.
Hello.
So that's just a tidbit from the dressed up garbage can.
So a lady better check herself before she wreck herself. You know
This
what I'm
is
saying?
true.
See,
This
here,
is true.
y'all, this is the love doctor here.
So it's not personal. It's not personal.
Mm-hmm.
It is not personal, but a lot of women have fallen by the wayside just by thinking that it's personal.
Well, and a lot of women are so desperate now too, because it's
Right.
such a shortage of men. So a guy come and looks good, like you said, but they don't know on the inside he's filled with a bunch of trash.
This is true, and that's why in the book talks about how getting to be your own BFF,
What's that?
your own best friend.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
That's
It's
right.
okay to be your own BFF. And once you love yourself and you're okay with that woman in the mirror, and it talks about that in the book, then you'll be okay. It goes a little deep, so sometime I have a minute with breaking it down, so bear with me.
Take your time.
I try to figure out how I'm going to break it all the way
This
down.
show
I
all
like-
about you today.
I like to break it all the way down as low as it goes. So I'm trying to look around and see. But until once you become okay with that woman in the mirror, and you love that woman in the mirror, you're not going to accept anything less. And water will seek its own level.
That's right.
I'm not a man, but I have a husband, I have brothers, I've known men, I know men.
Right.
And men like women of interest.
Absolutely.
If you're sitting around and you're looking out the window every time that man leaves, wondering when he's going to come back, or you're checking his cell phone, or you're trying to do a surprise visit to his job, that doesn't make you a woman of interest.
Ooh, that's deep. Women, you got to step up your game.
Yeah, you have to step up your game. You have to step up your game.
Wow, that's interesting. Let's move on to the boy in the man suit.
Well, there's two different types of boys in the man suit, because we're in 2012. And now we have the sugar mommy. We used to have the sugar mommy.
Okay.
Now we have the cougar, we have the panther.
Yeah.
So I had to step. I'm glad it took 20 years for the book to come. I'm glad it was 20 years coming. Because it would have been the sugar, the boy
Sugar,
in the man
yeah.
suit would have went a totally different way. But it took 20 years. And in that 20 years, the panther and the cougar were born. They were birthed.
They dangerous too.
And these are those women that feel like the young, once upon a time it used to be okay. Well, it's still okay. Or I don't even want to go there as far as whether or not it's okay or not.
Right.
But it wasn't a thing to see an older man with a younger woman.
Right.
But now women have come to the point that it is desirable for them to walk with younger men.
That's right.
People are looking better, and they say 50 is the new 40. I mean, is the new 20, and
Yeah, that's
20
true.
is like the new 10. But where was
That's all right.
I get lost.
That's all right.
Sometimes my mind is
the
just
cougars,
like
the cougars,
okay.
and they're out here. I mean,
Right,
cougar,
and I just say this to the cougars.
talk to them.
When you come to the table, if you are a cougar, take it for what it's worth. Okay? If you're going to play with a puppy, eventually you're going to get licked in the mouth. That is the only problem the only time I have a problem with a cougar is when she doesn't know she's a cougar. Now, if you are playing with someone who doesn't have quite the experience that you have, then how can you expect this person to come to the table with the same thing that you come to the table with? So how can you beat someone down once you've cougared this person, cubbed him, or whatever you
hoofed them in?
But also the boy in the man suit is also that guy that's still in his mom's basement.
Right.
That's that guy that's still in his mom's basement.
And you got to take care of him.
You have to take care of him. He can't seem to get it together. And that's okay if you're still in your 20s. Because we all, sometimes fall short. Right. So I'm not telling everybody to throw their boy in the man suit out the door. If you're 20 and you have a boy in the man suit, then there's a chance that, he could grow to fit that suit.
Right, that's true.
But when you're in your 30s and you're going into your 40s, then that's something to think about.
Right. I looked at the title of this book, The World's Top 10 Worst Men for Women's Guide. What made you name the book this name? Okay.
Well, the book originally started out, I don't know if you recall, when I first showed you that manuscript. It was called Warning. The book was called Warning. And I pictured something red and black saying Warning.
Okay.
And then I had called it the Bolo List.
Okay.
Because that was the 911 coming out of me. That's be on the lookout.
That's right.
Somebody told me nobody's gonna know what the Bolo List is. That's police talk. I ain't gonna know. So
Right.
After tossing it around, it came the top 10 worst men for women, and then it just really got bigger because somebody told me that I was going to write a book to help women around the world. So it's the world's
that's
top
right.
10.
And you know what? This little book can help women because
that's right.
They won't fall into the trap of these guys that's described in these chapters. Because what you're doing, you're protecting women.
That's right.
And I can almost imagine every woman that's watching will gravitate to this book. I read this book. I was telling some friends about it. They're like, "Where can I get the book? Where can I get the book?" And I've given out the number because people want to know. A lot of women are working hard. They are going in school, doing very well, and truly they are looking for a good man.
That's right.
And so so this book will educate them as to a decent fella.
This is true.
Because I have to brag on myself. I looked at these books, I looked at the chapters. I did not find myself in this book. And that's a good thing.
That's good.
So that's powerful.
Right.
This book is awesome. I mean, women around the world got to read it. And again, men. Because, it helped me to say, wow, I really don't fit these categories. I'm a decent guy.
That's
right. I thank God for this, so thank you.
This is true. And thank you, John.
Yeah, no problem. So, if there's a woman out here that's dealing with a man and she's so uncertain, what should she do?
What should she do? When you say uncertain.
About a guy, yeah. I mean.
This is a guy she just met?
Yeah, that's a guy she just met.
Well, I tell you, with everything that we have out here now at the touch of a button, sitting right in front of you, and it's absolutely legal. And get the book.
Yeah.
But it's
certainly get the book.
I guess if I was a single woman now and I was dating, because of the experiences that I've had in the past and the stories that I've heard, I would definitely do a little homework. There's too many things that you can do before you trust your life with someone. There's just too many things. There's a Maryland Judicial
That's right. That's right.
And it's all legal. And you can just go in and do a search. Just give you, and if I was a man, I would do the same thing.
That's right. That's right.
You know, if you're going to allow someone into your life, I actually, just a little short part about the book,
Sure, go
In
ahead.
the Knight in Shining Armor. I actually have a story of my own in that chapter where I had met someone that said, there she is. And this person was from another country. And he said, there she is, with an accent.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something about the way they said that was like,
Yeah, I
wow,
read
you know,
that.
I'm not used to hearing people say, there she is. It reminded me of Coming to America. You seen the movie Coming to America?
Yeah, yeah.
And he made a U-turn. I was at the park. He made a U-turn, and he said, I must have your number. So just because it was an unusual way, the way this guy did this, I gave him my number.
He had good game.
But something inside of me would not let me go on a date with this guy. This was in the summer
Uh-huh.
until the winter. I had my sons were both young. I was going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And that morning, I laid in bed and I said, if my phone rings this morning,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going out. I got sick of doing the home thing.
Right, right.
And lo and behold, the phone rang, and who was it? It was him.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I called my aunt. My aunt came over, and she
Watch the kid.
came to watch the kids.
Right.
So he hadn't seen me since the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And in the summer, I was a lot darker. The first thing he said was, what happened to your skin? He was shocked when he saw me because I was lighter.
Uh-huh.
So my aunt laughed. You know, this guy was from another country, and my aunt laughed, and she said, you know, he's not used to the climate change.
Right,
We're
right.
lighter here in the winter. But he looked a little disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're riding. I'll never forget it was a foggy day outside. And we're riding, and we come to this house.
Uh-huh.
Now I would talk to this guy off and on the phone.
Right.
And the crazy thing was, I want to say this. I don't know why I agreed to go to dinner. If you're gonna go to dinner, don't allow someone to cook you dinner in their house for a first date.
There you go. That's powerful. Good information.
You know. So here I am, riding out on a foggy day.
Mm-hmm.
To make a long story short, we parked in front of this big house, and he started telling me about his ex-wife and how he invited people in from around the world to their wedding, and you know how happy he was. And then he almost like went into a trance.
Wow.
And he told me that she cheated on him. She brought her ex-boyfriend in when he left the country, and he caught her in that house, and how distraught he was, and how he had to move out, and how he couldn't eat and he couldn't sleep, and so on and so. But anyway, we're sitting there in front of this house, and he said, we lived in that house. So he pulls off, we get to his house, he's cooking. I'm sitting in like a little dinette area,
Uh-huh.
and I had some crabs. I'm sitting in a little dinette area eating my crabs, and he's cooking, and he's looking at me, and he's talking. He's cooking this stuff with goat's meat, crayfish, and, you know. So
Right, right.
he looked at me, and he said, my ex-wife looked, he said, for a long time, I thought of finding a woman that looked like her and killing her.
Wow.
He said, my ex-wife looked just like you.
Whoa.
And what flashed through my mind was that day in the park when he said, there she is. He made the U-turn.
Wow.
He turned his car around.
Look, I see his motives.
Yeah, he said, there she is. But when he saw me and my skin was lighter because it was in the summer, I was out the park. I was dark and lovely, right?
That's right.
And by the summer, you know, you lose your tan and everything. You get a little lighter. And so
Right.
I wasn't fitting the sick picture that he had in his mind. So right away, my spirit started talking to me. I'm sitting there, and I'm eating crabs, and it said, don't show no fear. You in here with a fool. You didn't come out here for this.
That's right.
You got 2 sons, and I plan on going back to my 2 boys. I didn't leave my sons with a babysitter
That's right.
for that.
That's
I
right.
started looking around the house, and it said, he's trying to scare you. Don't show any fear. I had to listen to my gut, to my spirit. I had to get quiet enough to listen to it talk. When he sat down, by being from another country, he was trying to see fear in me. He said, if you don't mind, I'm going to eat this with my hands. I looked him right in the eye. I said, I ate my crabs with my hands, didn't I? And I excused myself to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom and fell apart, okay? I fell out in front of that porcelain. God, please get me home. Get me out here. How did I do this?
That's right.
But before I went to the bathroom, I looked around that place because I was going to pull down everything on every wall in there. I was going to get out of there, and I was going to make as much noise as I could. He wasn't going to have an easy battle.
That's
because
right.
I didn't come there for that.
That's right.
You know, I didn't come there for that, and I planned on leaving. So I went to the bathroom. I fell down in front of that porcelain altar.
Hallelujah.
I said, God, please get me out of here. I came back out, and I sniffed my nose like this. And just a sniff of the nose. He looked at me, and he said, are you sick? How come you didn't tell me you were sick? He said, do you want to go home? I said, yeah. He took me home. He never said another word. I got out of his car. I never looked back. I never saw him again. He didn't call me again. So I guess the date didn't go well.
Absolutely, and thank God.
But many people may say that was him thinking that I had a cold that got me out of that mess. But see, they don't know my God.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
why I tell people, if you don't have one, get one.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, this is why the book is so powerful, because this book will tell the stories that will alert other women when they get in trouble and engage people like that. They'll know what to do.
This is
See,
true.
this is why this book is powerful, because what this book will do, ladies, I'm telling you, it'll save your life. Let's go somewhere else. Let's check this out. How about, you know, I want to talk about Chester. Who is Chester?
Who is Chester?
Woo! I read that chapter. That was deep. But tell it.
Chester is the child molester. And any woman that has a child, and we talk about that in the book, this book is highly recommended. It's not just because I wrote the book. If you know a woman that's single and she has your niece in the house, or if a woman is single and she has your kids in the house, male or female, because just like the Phoenix group. Right. It doesn't have a sex, male or female.
That's
right. If you have a niece, a cousin, whatever, if you have someone that you're dear to and you love them and they're single and you see them dating and they look like they're having a hard time, give them a gift.
That's right.
This could be a gift of life. This book has the telltale traits of a man that may come into your home and molest your child. And children that are really sick, don't cry. If you ever walk up to an intensive care unit, those kids on that floor are not crying because they are too sick to cry.
Too much pain.
They have been silenced. They are in too much pain. Know your children. You know, this is just my opinion and my advice. Know your children enough to know who is in the house. We have too many things out here. If you have something out here that can let you know if a child molester lives in your area and can alert you when a child molester moves into your area, what kind of a mother are you in 2012 if you don't do enough, if you don't get off Facebook or whatever long enough where you met the guy, while you on your computer, check and see if he's on the list.
That's right. That's very important.
Now, you know, see if he's registered. And I'm not saying that all child molesters are registered.
Right.
But if you want to know if one is up the street, why not know if one is in your home? I hear so many women say that, you know, I have this thing now where if one moves up the street, they notify me.
Sometimes, you know, Tamara, sometimes it's a family member.
Yeah. So a lot of times it's a family member. It's always someone that was trusted.
Right.
It's always someone that was trusted.
And, you know, when I read this chapter, I recall where a man and a woman was in the mall, and the woman was walking up front, and the man and the woman's daughter was holding hands walking in the mall.
That's right.
You want to tell the rest of the story because it's your book.
Okay. Well, this woman. Well, that you kind of got your stories mixed up. There was a mall. Yeah, there's the woman walking in the mall.
Right.
Because there's 2 different mall stories in that
okay.
chapter. So you are right.
Okay.
Sorry about
Hey, you the author.
You're right. You're right. But the woman married a gentleman. She had a daughter that was like 13. She adored him. She adored him. They were very close.
Watch that.
They were very close, and the 2 of them would go out a lot on their own.
Okay.
The grandmother was a little upset about it because she was sitting on this, but she was a little younger when they actually first got together. The grandma, because it is a true story, the grandmother was upset when she first saw her sitting on the man's lap.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Get down off that man's lap. That's not your father. Why are you too old to be on his lap?"
Mm-hmm.
But she was walking in the mall with holding his hand, and the mother, they were actually walking behind the mother. Now, this should have been a flare.
That's right.
But it wasn't a flare because, you know, teenage girls don't want to walk with their parents in the mall holding hands.
That's right. That's right.
They don't want to look like they with you.
That's right.
They want to look
That's
like they in there by themselves. You only there because of your wallet. You're not there for that at that time.
That's right.
So, I mean, I hate to, it's just the truth. I try to keep it real.
Yeah, keep it real. That's what we do.
But, so that should have been a bit of a flare, but it wasn't. And I mean, she was so blinded by the light that she woke up one night and she caught him coming out of her daughter's bedroom. And she was about 13, 14 years old. And she actually told me this story. She saw him coming out of her daughter's bedroom, and she asked him what was wrong, what was he doing, because the flare was going off, but she didn't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "I don't know, I think she was having a seizure or something." And her daughter was sitting on the bed, and she said she was like wet, sweating like, you know, and it was something where, see, even if the child is a willing participant, they're not old enough to make that decision.
That's right. That's right.
So they had just finished, and she walked in on it and still didn't see it. But it wasn't until her daughter was pregnant at 14, and she said, "You wait until your dad hears about this." Referring to the stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
That the daughter said, "Well, he should know." She said, "What do you mean he should know?" She said, "Because he's the dad."
Woo.
That something happened. You know, and the sad part is this young lady right now, she doesn't deal with men.
That's right.
And she doesn't deal with her mother. So it was like a train wreck.
Right. See, and this is a story. Some mothers out there, unfortunately, are in the same situation. Got with a wonderful guy. You thought that dude got close to your kid, and it's molesting your child, and you won't open your eyes to see what's real. But if you that child, you're watching this show, you need to go to the police. You may have to go past your mom because she's stuck on stupid and don't want to accept the reality. I'm telling you, go to the police. We just did a show at the Phoenix Ministry.
That's right.
In Power Temple Church.
Exactly.
And talks about the child molestation in the homes.
That's right.
This book, I'm telling you, will alert you women to and inform you to be strong, have that eagle eye to watch. So you better stop praying and start watching, because your child could be molested. Look, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't you move from this seat. We have the great author, Tamara Neal. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back, and today's show topic is dedicated to Tamara Neal, who wrote the book, The World's Top 10 Worst Men for Women's Guide. And we have Tamara Neal here, and also Freddie Neal, and company. And what's your name?
My name is Cheryl Pratt, and I'm a friend of Miss Neal's.
All right. And ladies?
I'm Amanda Wiggins. I'm also a friend of Ms. Neal and the daughter of Cheryl Pratt. And I want to say this was a great book. I'm actually a junior in college now, and this has opened my eyes up a lot. I don't want to be 30 years old, sitting home, wondering what did I do with my life, the kind of men I dated. And definitely a good book. You should get it.
All right.
I am Amber Wiggins, the daughter of Cheryl Pratt and also a friend of Miss Neal. This book is a great guiding tool in dating. I'm very young, so I'm just starting out dating, but it's definitely helped me realize some of the aspects I need to look for in a guy and help me realize things that I should be open my eyes up to. And I just want to say thank you for writing the book.
All right. All right. And you are?
My name is Candace Merritt. I'm Tamara Neal's daughter-in-law.
All right.
I read the book, and I actually will read it again. And I recommend anyone who wants to get the book to get it, for women, young and old. Not only women, guys also. I think this is an excellent book. It shows you characteristics as well as character traits of guys who you shouldn't be with or the guys that you might think about being with. She not necessarily tells you what to do, but she gives you advice, and that's why I like the book.
Wow. Freddie, you are the husband of this great author. Man, you got to be an awesome dude to not fit any of those chapters. You feel me?
Yeah, I think I'm blessed. And I was one of the guys that got out there to push them books, and I was asked so many times, was I in the book? So I had to say no, so
My man.
It felt good.
So look, hey, Freddie, so if any guy out there that will read this book and realize that he's not in those chapters, how should that guy feel?
I think he should feel like he's been blessed, man, because it's really a very vital tool, that book is. And it basically lets you know where you don't want to be in that book. And if you are, maybe you want to clean your act up. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah, that's awesome. So you are a friend of the great author Tamara Neal.
Yes.
I guess you're smiling so much. I think you guys' friendship improved over this book.
You know what? Well,
that's a great conversation piece.
Well, it is a great conversation piece, and I think we've been talking about the book for years, and we would, over in the morning we would talk, and she would read something out of the book, and then, that one day you get that call, and she said, the book is out there.
Wow.
And so it's good to, see her blessed with a talent, because this is actually, the book is great reading.
Absolutely.
It is great. It's great reading. And then when I got the book and read the book, being a mother of daughters who are maturing into really dating men, going to, and in college, it was just like that tool that I know God had given her, just a gift, to pass on a knowledge to young women, to guys, to clean their act up,
right.
And also because, I tell people as a parent, no matter where you send your child to college or school or anything like that, New York, New Jersey, Hampton, whatever school, these gentlemen are out there.
Right.
And they prey on, they prey on the immaturity.
Right, exactly. And this book will certainly, if you're not grown up, you will grow up mentally reading this book.
Yes.
So tell me, how proud are you as a friend of the great author Tamara Neal?
Oh my God, proud. I felt like she had really given birth to not only the book, to a great talent, and just to be a true friend to her, because as I see something, I saw her again, and I saw something in her that it's just not this book. The book is something that's the beginning of something else in her, that God has in store for her to grow into, because I know that she is a great care provider for our elderly here, but to have such another talent to manifest in this lifetime.
That's right.
It is a great gift.
Yeah,
it's definitely a great gift she has.
Right, and it's such a great accomplishment. I mean, I'm just so overwhelmed because the conversation we had about this book, and here it is. Wow. So, I mean, let me just move down here to this young lady. So, I heard you.
Yes.
You read the book.
Yes.
So now you know game. So when you see game, you can recognize it. You know what I'm saying? Because the book teaches you that.
Yes.
And it's good as a young lady, because you're a beautiful young lady. So a lot of guys are going to come to you, seek to date. But now after reading this book, you'll be able to say, go through all the chapters. I see him in chapter 4. No, cut him off.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So I hear what you said earlier. But would you encourage young ladies just again to read this book and how important it is?
It is very important to read this book. I mean, for me, I mostly see the dressed up garbage can everywhere. Everywhere. And by reading this book, I'm able to recognize those character traits. And if I didn't read the book, I wouldn't be able to recognize that. So therefore, this book gives you just like the knowledge that you need out here with these men, because some are just not up to any good, and you really need to know the knowledge and the characteristics of everything going on. So please read the book. It's very helpful.
Wow.
Very, very helpful.
And this is your sister. How much have you grown up after reading this book?
Well, I like to think that I'm very mature for my age, but by reading this book, like, my eyes have opened up. Like, I'm so used to, like, seeing a guy for what he wears. Like, oh, my gosh, he has a nice watch. But now you have to think about, oh, wait, he's still living at home. He don't got a job. His mom pays for that watch. He didn't buy that watch himself. Like, what are you doing? You need to get a man who has a job. Like, stay focused. Stay focused on your career. You got to love yourself first. You can't just go out there and buy stuff for these guys without buying stuff for yourself first. Like, I've grown a lot. And I'm so thankful that Miss Tammy wrote this book and allowed me to learn something, and I'm very appreciative.
Wow.
Thank you.
So Tamara, I mean, look what you have. Look what's happening.
I tell you,
it's working. It's changing. You're going to change the world.
That's right, and that's the goal.
Right, because so many women are looking for a wonderful relationship, especially in the church arena. I've seen a lot of women, I mean, just desperate to find that Boaz. But they need to read this book, because you got some not so nice guys in churches too.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I'm telling you, women out there, you better get this book. And to the dudes, man, check it out, read it, because if it's not in that book, you're doing something right. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
it's a good thing to check this book out. So Tamara, what would you say to a woman that's stuck in the middle?
Okay, a woman that's stuck in the middle.
Don't know what to do with Bobby. Bobby's
Don't know
a mess.
what to do with Bobby. I would tell that woman to get the book.
Well, how can she get the book?
Get the book. The book is available online at almost all of the online retailers. The book is available at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. You can Facebook me at Tamara's Books. You can also Facebook me at Tamara Neal. And when I was coming up, and as so many people have said today, when I was coming up, I didn't have a guide. There was no guide. But now you can welcome a stranger into your home at the click of a mouse. Everything is moving so fast in the world today. Why not have that edge? Get the book.
Get the book. Get the book. Here's the book, y'all. I'm telling you, it's awesome. But Tam, let me ask you a question about married with children. That's a chapter, married with children.
Okay.
What would you just tell a woman that a guy, of course, the chapter talks about the guy, he's got kids, but the other women don't know.
Right.
They could be married to somebody else.
Right.
So, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, because this chapter is talking about, the guy is actually married, but he's hiding his wife, his children. When he goes out, take the lady out in the car, he hides the baby seat.
That's right. That's right.
So it's exposing his game.
This is true.
So what would you tell a woman out there that's possibly dating a guy like that?
Okay, well, the married with children guy, normally the woman with the in that chapter, and a dressed up garbage can, Johnny, is that guy that won't have the car seat in the car when he's riding.
You're the author.
Because he doesn't want anyone to know that he has children.
Right, right.
But the married guy, usually the woman that's messing with him, she knows that she's in a relationship with a married man. But what she needs to know is that man is, and that's a chapter that you really need to read, because I go so many different ways in that chapter. But that man is a product of that woman that he's married to. And a lot of times, if she's lucky enough to win this man over and he ends up with her, she ends up with a stranger. Because once that woman that he's married to is out of the picture, she's dealing with a totally different guy.
Wow, that's deep.
She's wondering, how come you stopped cutting your hair, or how come you don't dress that way anymore? You used to dress really nice and wear a nice cologne, and this. Well, the wife might have been buying that. A lot of times, the wife is dressing the man, telling him that looks nice. Yeah, put that on with that. You know, she might have picked out that cologne, and so that chapter goes in many different ways.
Wow.
That I try to touch on several different points in that chapter.
Yeah.
And I try to do that with all the chapters because I'm just running.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's unfortunately there are a lot of women who like to deal with married men.
There are a lot of women, I think, that say that they like to deal with married men out of convenience. But I think it's really it's come to the point now that it's an issue with the self-esteem, where women claim it feels good to say that I don't need a man of my own. I want somebody else's. I'll share yours. That feels better than saying I can't get a man. You know what I mean? To be able to say I like married men only. That feels better than saying the only thing I can get is a married man. I can only get a part-time man. So what I talk about in the book is getting to know that woman in the mirror enough and getting to love her enough where she will become something. Once you love yourself, other people will start to love you. When you get that glow about you, you attract other people. A lot of times, and I'm sure people may have heard this, have experienced the same thing. When you're in a relationship, everybody wants you.
That's right. That's true.
You get single and you by yourself and you walking around with your head down. And you can't get nobody to even breathe your way. When you're in a relationship, because you're not needy, you don't have that starvation look in your face. You look content. And people, men, especially men,
They gravitate to that.
they gravitate to that contentness. I mean, my own husband, he's sitting here. Now, he could be doing his thing in his man cave. If I want his attention, all I got to do is look like I'm doing my thing and really get into it. They can't handle that. Men like women of interest, women that are doing, do you.
That's right.
And
that's
everything else will follow. Water is going to seek its own level.
Right.
Don't be the squirrel in his world.
Wow.
Be that queen he wants to put in his castle.
You hear that, ladies? Wow. So what's your view on that?
Yeah, I do believe that Tammy, at one point, I think that she should touch on too, that I even talk with my daughters, is that, because some men don't reveal that they're married. They really don't. You really know, but
That's true.
Because they take the ring off, and that's in the book too, because they take the ring off, they put it in the pocket with the change. And, but you really know. But I think Tammy should really touch on that, teaching them the gut feeling. Because I think we've gotten away from what we really know. We've even gotten away from what we really can see. So, but I think that she touches upon, the book is such a great spiritual thing for persons in relationships or going into relationships, about learning yourself and learning that inside voice, that spiritual connection with yourself. That gut feeling, we all have it. Men have it. Women have it. When your man's been out all night and you call the job and he wasn't there, and then he says he was at work. So you have things that are your gut feeling.
That's right.
So I think that she touches upon that very, very well in the book, and letting persons know about getting in touch with that person.
Thank you, Cheryl, because that's a vital point. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can you expound on that a little more?
Learning to trust your gut. Now, the only way you can trust your gut is if you get quiet enough to listen. Because we lie to ourselves all the time as women. We're good at lying to ourselves. If we meet somebody, we'll run around and tell everybody about how great he is, this, that, and now we saw something right from the start but you don't mention that part. You want to keep that part out. So it's already there.
Right, right.
You know, your gut is already there. The only thing that I can say is just listen. Everybody has a gut instinct. Everybody has a feeling that they need to learn to trust. Just get quiet enough and honest enough with yourself to listen.
One of the last chapters, sleeping with the enemy. Woo, that's kind of deep.
Woo.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, sleeping with the enemy. Get the book, y'all. I might leave him a surprise.
Yeah, sleep with the enemy is kind of rough.
Sleeping with the enemy, I do want to just touch on this. Sleeping with the enemy is about a guy, the telltale traits of a guy that may be on the down low, the DL.
Ooh, that's deep.
And we don't want to get him mixed up with anyone that is gay or bisexual, because this is not about bashing. Because that guy that is on the down low, he doesn't consider himself gay or bisexual. He's that guy that's normally married to a woman, has children. He's doing the father thing during the day, and he's running around with men at night. And then he may even be that guy that has assaulted a gay person during the day. So this is as low as we go, and I name him top 10
Well, listen.
of these 10.
Wow. And listen, I want you to give you information again about this great book and how folks can get this book.
Okay, it's the world's top 10 worst men for women guide. The book is available almost at all of your online retailers, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. It comes in the Nook. It's also available in the Kindle. You can reach me on Facebook. You can Facebook me at Tamara Neal, or you can reach me at www.tamarasbooks.com.
Last remarks, Freddie, just want to let the world know how much you love your wife.
Well, me and my wife go back a long ways. We was together when we was like teenagers and all. And I had dated a few ladies in my days, but I always thought about Tammy. She was always a lot of fun, always laughing. Always had a lot of life to her. And I would always say to my sisters now once in a while, I said, I should have married Tammy, because she was always a fun lady. And, she always laughing. Everything was, it's just a lot of life to her. And sometimes you need that in your life.
That's right.
And I love her very much. And I think she's a hell of a woman. And,
Go, Freddie, that's right.
I wouldn't trade her for
on.
all the tea in China. So I guess we here to the end, right, baby?
That's right. That's right.
That's what
right.
I'm
I
talking
love
about.
that. Love that.
Took me
love,
a long
love.
time, but I'm ready for Freddie.
Go, Freddie. Go, Freddie. So, again, we want to thank you all for coming on. I want to get a remark from your daughter-in-law. She's so quiet over here. How proud are you of your mother-in-law?
I am very, very, very proud. I think this book, it will go a long way. It's going a long way, and it's going to make history for our family.
Yes,
so I'm very proud.
Tammy, I feel like John Oprah up here. Y'all. Shout out to Oprah. What's up? But we want to thank everybody for tuning in. And again, Tamara Neal, we thank you so much for this great book, The World's Top 10 Worst Men for Women's Guide. It will empower all the women in the world. It'll make a man look at himself with a new look. As long as you don't fit those chapters, brothers, you're doing good.
That's right.
So I'm telling you, to the women out there, check this book out. It is awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
May God
Johnny.
bless you. May you continue to write another book. And I heard in my left ear you was going to write another book.
Yeah, there's another book coming.
Uh-oh, hello.
Another book coming.
So, let's celebrate Tamara Neal. Woo!
Thank you, y'all.
All right. We'll see you all next time. And don't forget, get the book. Check it out. Peace, and I'm out. Peace. Back to It's On Talk Show. And I have a very, very special treat for you today. We have here the group Heaven Sent. These are two brothers, Lord Murphy and Michael Murphy. And I want to let you know, I grew up with these guys as a little fellas. We had a great time. I mean, I'm so proud of both of you, man. Look, sing your heart out. The world needs to hear you.
We got it.
Do your thing. Thank you.
Man, thank you.
Said more than a conqueror. No longer live my life in defeat.
Yes.
Jesus be a light unto my path.
Come on, baby.
Blessed lamp unto my feet. Yeah. Heaven's only favor is what I truly see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And out of a grateful heart, my mouth will continue to speak. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. I found that strength all in thee. And now I can't go wrong. Was blind, now I see.
Now I see.
No longer will I live my life that way.
No, that way.
Your words come along, shown me a brighter day. Now I'm yielding to the Spirit, sets me free. Sin will no longer conquer me. And I'll sing it all day long. I wrote it in my song. Yielding to the Spirit sets me free. Sin will no longer conquer me. And I'll sing it all day long. Whoa, my life was spinning out of
That is
control.
out of control.
Your word has come along and made me whole.
Jesus has made me
No longer live
whole.
my life a slave, not to sin.
No.
Holy Spirit cleanse me deep within. For now, yielding to the Spirit sets me free. Sin will no longer conquer me. And I'll sing it all day long. I wrote it in my song. Yielding to the Spirit sets me free. Sin will no longer conquer me. And I'll sing it all day long. Holy Spirit, guide me with your light that shines from up above. Jesus came so he could show us how to love. Now I look toward you each and every day. You're the truth, the light, the only way. Jesus came and saved my soul. Holy Spirit, take control. Once blind I said, but now I see. Jesus, all you found in me. Well, it's you we praise. Know you're coming back one day.
Coming back one day.
Hearts your love revealed. Broken hearts are healed. Ooh, yeah. Broken hearts are healed.
More than a conqueror.
Said broken hearts are healed.
Say we love you,
And we
Jesus.
trust in thee, because we know you're coming back one day. Oh, Jesus came and saved my soul. Holy Spirit, take control. Once blind I said, but now I see. Jesus, all you found in me. Emmanuel, it's you in praise. Know you're
Said
coming
you're coming
back
back
one day.
one
It's
day.
in your hearts our love revealed. Broken hearts are healed. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Wow, brothers, hold up, man. Y'all are up, man. Fantastic job. I'm so proud of y'all, man. It's so good to be back with old friends.
That's what
Man,
I'm
y'all
talking
serving God, doing the right
Oh,
things, man.
absolutely.
Hallelujah.
Hey, man, y'all keep doing good, man.
Thank
God
you
bless
for
you,
having
man.
us.
God bless you.
Hey,
Thank
well.
you for having us.
Good, man.
Most
Good to
definitely.
have y'all, man. And we'll be right back. Don't move.